We need to talk. Things are crazy right now. Everyone's losing their minds, and we are collectively, as a world, worrying about things that we cannot control. Before you come at me with pitchforks, hear me out. I want to talk about things we can control, things we can't control, and how to stop worrying about the things we can't control. Let me know if, as a grieving person, this sounds familiar to you, because my experience has been, since my daughter died, my freak out radar has fried. So what that means is things happen. There's a crisis, an emergency, a pandemic, and my ability to decide how to react is non-existent. I have no instinct to run out to the store to get emergency supplies, whether it be a hurricane or any other kind of situation that's going on. When we've had problems with our house, like our hot water heater broke, our washer and dryer broke, our dishwasher broke, all within like a week of each other. And I didn't care. And with things that are going on right now, it is devastating for the people that are affected, for the people that have gotten sick, for the people that are stuck at home not knowing if they're going to have their job back or if they're going to be able to get groceries or their medicines or things like that that they need to survive, and for how long. This is 100% a situation that needs to be taken seriously. What I'm sharing with you right now about my personal experience is, like I said, my freak out radar, my alarm bells, all of those things are fried. Having watched my child die, my brain shut off the part that reacts or overreacts. So I have gone from being very type A, very needing to be in control of situations, needing to know all the information so that I can plan and prepare, to literally, I don't care. I don't care about anything within reason. So I haven't been to the grocery store to stock up. We might have to start using socks. And yet I can't bring myself to do the things to prepare. And I hope that you are able to do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family during this time. I just wanted to speak to those of us, because I know I'm not the only one, who are looking around and thinking, y'all need to calm down. Because for so many people, the way they're behaving about how things are right now is over the top. Do what you need to do to protect yourself and protect your family. But clearly, there's a lot of y'all who've never actually experienced a real tragedy. That being said, let's talk about some things that you can control. You can control your mindset. You can decide how you're going to interpret information, process that information, and respond, which means you can control the way that you treat others. Even if people are running over each other in the grocery stores, you and I, we as individuals, we get to decide how we are going to respond. Just like in my last video when I said stop being nice, I talked about making the decision to treat people the way that you want to be treated. You also have control over your wellness. You can control what you eat, what you drink, if you're getting in enough movement, if you're getting sleep. And I understand there could be limits on fresh food, and stress is causing you to not be able to sleep. But for the most part, we still have the ability to control what we put in our bodies and whether or not we make the decision to take a walk instead of scrolling social media for 2 hours. Another thing you control is the language that you use when you speak to others, and especially when you speak to yourself. We can catch ourselves thinking negatively about everyone around us, especially when we're grieving and we don't feel supported. We begin to make assumptions about everyone being selfish and thoughtless. If we make just a little bit of effort to think about how people are coming from their own personal experience and they only know what they know. So this situation might be the worst thing someone has experienced, and they might not be handling it well. But we have an opportunity to maybe be the only person that day or that week that speaks to them kindly and that gives them some sign of hope. It can be really challenging to speak to ourselves positively, but positive affirmations really are powerful, and it takes work and a lot of effort to build those habits of changing how we speak to ourselves, but it's possible. That is something that you can control. Another thing that we can control is boundaries. I need to do a whole nother video on boundaries. Somebody remind me to do that. When someone else is demanding your time and your attention, or whatever the case may be, pause and take that opportunity to check your boundaries. Maybe have a go-to saying like, let me get back to you on that, so that you can collect your thoughts, so that you can say, that's not going to work for me right now, or I don't have time to fit that into my schedule right now. Thanks for thinking of me, but I'm not available right now. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Boundaries. This last one I probably should have put first. You can control who you follow. What does that mean? If you've known me for a minute, then you know that I am all about getting off of social media. And right now is the most important time to limit your social media, limit following the news, limit following friends or influencers or anyone that is making you feel uncomfortable, chaotic, or afraid, or just irritated right now. Personally, I recommend ditching it altogether, but I understand that's really hard. And for a lot of us, there are some good connections that we've made because of social media. There are some really supportive places that we've found because of social media. That being said, if you find yourself getting sucked into that black hole and then feeling terrible about yourself, terrible about the world, and feeling hopeless and helpless, then that is your sign that maybe it's time to turn it off. All right. What are some things that we can't control? We can't control other people. We can't control the weather. We can't control traffic. We can't control the past. We can't control the future. We can't control other people's happiness or anger or other people's minds at all. And this is not a definitive list of all the things that we can't control, but you get the idea. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do we stop worrying about what we can't control? First, figure out what you can control. Like we went through the list, what are the things that you can control? When you're in the middle of a situation, making an effort to pause and think about, in this situation, what do I have control over and what do I not have control over? When it comes to those around us, we can think about what is our influence on other people. Just like I said, treating others how you want to be treated. When we do that, we're setting a good example for other people. We're influencing other people. Whether they act like it or not, it's still happening. If you have children at home, or even if your children are grown, you still have an influence over them and are leading them in an example of how they should be responding and reacting to the situation. Another way to stop worrying about things you can't control is to identify your fears. What exactly is it you're afraid of in this given situation? And I could list off a bunch of fears, but when I'm thinking about the things that I'm afraid of, I have to also think about, am I just ruminating on these fears? Am I just thinking about them over and over again and letting them drag me down? Or am I thinking about them in a way that is problem solving? Is there something about the situation and the fears that I have that I can do something about? Are there practical things that I can do? Which leads to my next point, that is to create a plan to manage your stress. Now listen, if you're like me and your kid is dead, you are on stress level 1,000,000 all the time. There's no getting around it. So I'm always trying to manage my stress. It's a 24/7 job. And right now, with things the way they are in the world, this is a time that I really need to focus on those plans, on those strategies to help me cope with stress. It could be things like letting someone help you with running errands. It could be making sure that the people that live in your house are pitching in with keeping the house clean or doing chores. Or it could be letting things go and making the decision to take a nap. What are some things that have helped you deal with stress? Or maybe what are some things that you haven't tried before, but maybe you would like to start trying? So scheduling in time for trying meditation, trying some yoga or stretching, or taking those walks, things like that. And finally, along the same lines of using that positive language that I talked about earlier, developing healthy affirmations, things that you can say to yourself, even if it's just, I am safe, I am healthy, or whatever it is that feels good for you. Write it down, maybe on a Post-it note, stick it on your mirror, put it on your phone, make a screenshot so you can look at it, and begin reminding yourself to say this whenever you feel that stress coming on, when you feel yourself getting caught up in conversations about crisis, when you find yourself listening to the news or something on social media and feel yourself getting caught up in it. Let me know if you've tried any of these ideas or any other ideas. Put them in the comments so that everyone who catches this video can see, and we can try out each other's ideas, and we can support each other and help each other to focus on what we can control and let go of the things that we cannot control right now and also in the future. Because as long as this world stands, we're going to deal with chaos, we're going to deal with tragedy, we're going to deal with uncertain times. And remembering to focus on the things that we can control and trying to let go of the things that we can't control is going to help us every time that we're faced with this kind of situation. I hope this was helpful. Comment below whatever your thoughts are, or if I left something out, add it below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel for future videos, share it with other people that you think it could be helpful for. This really helps for YouTube to see that this is important content, and they'll start showing it to more people so that we can help more people who are grieving to feel supported, and we can help others who are trying to support and love on us to know better how to help us with that. You know what I'm trying to say. And let me know what you would like for me to talk about in future videos, and I'll try to make it happen. Until next time. Bye, y'all. What did I say?